20 years ago, there was a business meeting held by Vincent von Domhaige, the richest man in the world. The meeting lasted for 3 hours. Dull affair, by all accounts. It was only when Vincent von Domhaige walked out of that meeting did he learn that he had missed the birth of his only child. A troubled child. A child who would disappoint. A failure. Useless. But little did anyone know, that child would one day change the world forever. That child was me. My name is Kylex Von Domhaige. I'm 20 years old, and I'm the man who ended the world. This is my story. Vincent von Domhaige had always had high expectations for his son. Everyone did. It's only natural, being the son of the richest man alive. And so, when Vincent saw his son struggling, failing in school, he was disappointed. But Vincent cared. He didn't show it much, but he did. Kylex was his legacy, and one day, Vincent would be gone, and Kylex would be all that remained of him. And so, Vincent did everything he could. He hired tutors. He gave Kylex extra help. He enlisted him in the most prestigious schools, so he could give him the best education. But it wasn't enough. Kylex was a failure. I was a failure. When I was 5 years old, I began my education. I hated it. In the cafeteria, I sat alone. I didn't have any friends. Every day, I dreaded walking those halls. But there was one class I always loved. I always looked forward to it. Every day. Science. I couldn't write. History was boring. I hated math. But science was amazing. How is it that there is so much more to the world than what you can see with your naked eye? So many secrets and principles, and things that we can only grasp an understanding of. History, writing, and math, that's all human. It's stuff we make, and we understand. But science is so much more. I loved it. And like everything in my life, I failed at it. In 3rd grade, I entered the science fair. A bottle rocket. It spun out of control through the 2nd story window and right into the head of a student. I was told they had to be hospitalized. In middle school, I tried making a robot out of soda cans and discarded electronics. It lost control and exploded. If I remember correctly, it was around 20 people that were hit with the shrapnel. All were hospitalized. In high school, I did some tests on silverfish. They grew. A lot. When the science fair came, they chewed their way right through the container and caused mass panic in the school. They had to shut down campus for a week so the exterminators could kill them all. That was the last straw. I was expelled. My father argued hard to get me back in, but too many accidents, they said. No one would take me. Not even the fancy private schools. So, my father talked to Wilden Koditz, the owner of Sun Industries. He got me a job as a lab assistant, and it felt like a dream come true. There was an accident, naturally. But something odd happened. Wilson didn't fire me. I tried to make sure it wouldn't happen again. And it did, but he let it go. He talked to me. He showed me how to keep things in order, how to avoid accidents. I kept making mistakes, but I learned. I was getting better. Finally, someone who gave me a chance. The one person who didn't think of me as a failure. But it didn't last. I was 18 when my father died, and everything changed. Wilson fired me. I knew he would eventually. My father left all his assets to me. I was honestly surprised. He wrote me a letter to read after he was gone. One final fuck you from the old man. At first it didn't really bother me. Every day I read it, over and over. Slowly, it consumed me. His bitter words, and the final line. Change the world, Kylex. I don't care how. It was his last wish, and I knew I would fail at it. Everything I did blew up, or escaped, or went out of control, and everything I did hurt people. And then, I realized something. All my life, everyone I met was trying to fix me, to make me normal. But maybe this was who I was meant to be. Maybe I was doing things right all along. Maybe I could change the world after all. The labs took only a few months to construct, and once they were done, the project began. Project Red. I didn't tell anyone what it was. As far as they knew, it was just a research project. A year went by, and slowly, all the pieces fell into place. It wasn't just an apocalypse. It was the perfect apocalypse. And all I could do was watch my creation unfold. My symphony. I proved him wrong. I proved them all wrong. The feeling was euphoric. There was nothing left. Mass genocide. The end of humanity as we knew it. And I didn't even hear their screams. I didn't feel any pain. All I had to do was press a button. Families torn apart. Friendships ripped in half. Innocent people turned to ash in seconds. I didn't feel their terror. You're probably wondering, why did I do this? Why did I do this? It's a question I ask myself every day, every night. Was it revenge? Some kind of justice? Was it rebellion against my father? But the truth is, I don't know. I might never know. It doesn't really matter though. It happened. I did it. I ended the world. And now, there is nothing left. No reason to exist. My purpose was fulfilled. My story was over. That's what I thought. But little did I know, it had only just begun.